Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible? Great. So, welcome to this Cat Before Cat segment. I think a lot of classes have already happened, isn't it? Arithmetic, etc. Isn't it? We finished off with geometry yesterday. Today I'll be doing a kind of a quick recap of things, geometry things, okay? And a lot of questions that we're doing. Through the questions, I'll be also discussing some concepts. And tomorrow, be ready for a session on coordinate geometry. So welcome to iQuanta's YouTube channel. My name is Abhishek Leela Pandey. I have trained more than 75,000 students. I lost count actually in the last 10 years. And sent almost 5,000 of them to top B schools. 5% of it. So I would like to increase my ratio. That will be good for me. And what is best for you? That all of you go to top B schools. Okay, so let's start. The first question, I think some people have solved it. If capital R denotes the circumradius and small r denotes the in radius, then the existence of a triangle is possible if, by the way, those who don't know what circumradius and in radius, I'll just tell you that because this session is not just about solving questions, it's also about understanding few concepts. All right, how many of you are not my regular students? So, the triangle, let's say there's a triangle, okay? A circle of maximum area which can be inscribed in the triangle is known as an incircle, like this, okay? So it's the maximum area, isn't it? It cannot grow further. If it grows further, it will just cross the boundaries of the triangle, isn't it? This is incircle, and if I talk about circumcircle, the circle of minimum area that lies outside the triangle, like this. Oh, all right. So this is minimum. If it is contracted further, it will go inside the triangle. That is the basic difference. All right. Is that clear, everyone? I hope it is. All right. आकाश को बोलना अपना WhatsApp देखिए जल्दी से. Okay. Now, the in radius is the radius of the incircle, and the circumradius is the radius of the circumcircle. I hope that is clear to all of you. Isn't it? That's clear to everyone? Okay. So we can have different ways in which we can calculate the circumradius, in radius, but at the same time, there are certain specific things which happen with certain types of triangles. For example, this is clear. Also, there are certain things which are associated with this in radius and circumradius. So if you want to find the area of triangle, I can just multiply in radius with the semi-perimeter. S is semi-perimeter. Okay, and S is equal to half of the perimeter, where A, B, and C are the sides of the triangle. All right, that is clear to us. Moreover, having said that, in terms of circumradius, the area of triangle would be ABC upon 4R. So note these things. These are important things which we'll be discussing here. All right. I hope that's clear. Okay. Then if I have a right angle triangle like this, here this is the incircle and this is the circumcircle. There are certain properties of triangles and circles which are important here to understand. So if I consider this to be, let's say, B, point B, this is point A and this is point C. So yeah, Keshav, I'm repeating everything. Okay. So from point B, can I say that BD and BE are basically tangents? Yes or no? From point B, I have two tangents, BD and BE to the circle. Yes or no? And from a point, the length of tangents is always equal. I hope you are noting these things down. Ashani, I'll come to that. First of all, I'll discuss everything, then automatically the question will be solved. So this and this will be equal, isn't it? BD is equal to BE as the tangent from the same points. Yes. Similarly, from C, if this is F, CE and CF will always also be equal. So this belongs, this is from the property that from a common point, the length of tangents to a circle is always same. And same will happen here as well. AD will be equal to AF. Is that right? That's right. Nice. After that, so tell me something. If I assume these values to be, let me say this is X, this is X, this is Y, this is Y, this is Z, and this is Z. All right. Like BD and BE is X, CE and CF is Y, and ADF is Z. So tell me something. Can I say the perpendicular is equal to X plus Z? Yes or no? Can I say that? Perpendicular is equal to X plus Z. Base, this is base, is equal to X plus Phi, and the hypotenuse is equal to Y plus Z. Is that right, everyone? Is that right? Yes, that is. Moreover, if I join these points to the center, this will form a square. So from the center, if you drop a line to the tangent, it's always a 90 degree. This is R, this is radius, R and R. So can I say X is equal to R? Yes or no? Is X equal to R? That's right. So all I have to do now is I can write perpendicular as R plus Z, base as R plus Y, and hypotenuse as Y plus Z. So this is first equation, this is second equation, this is third equation. If I add first and second, 1 and 2, and then subtract 3 from it, what will I get? In the left hand side, I'll have P plus B minus H. Right hand side, I'll have 2R plus X plus Y plus Z minus Y minus Z. So all I'll have is 2R, which means in radius is half of P plus B minus H by 2. Note this down. This is very important theorem, very important proof, very important result. Okay. Shubhrajit, I'm discussing concepts. I discussed two concepts. I talked about the all sorts of triangle I'm discussing about right angle triangle. So this workshop is not just about solving the question that is there. This workshop is also about discussing different concepts. Okay, Shubhrajit, I hope that is clear to all of you. This is very important, note it down. It's clear, I hope it's clear to all of you. Okay. Now, talking about the circle, I'll use a property. That property is, all of us know, one property of circle. The angle in a semicircle is 90 degrees. You know that, right? Don't you? The angle in a semicircle is 90 degrees. So, taking reverse of it, that means if I put a triangle inside a circle and it's a right angle triangle, so automatically by the property, the hypotenuse has to be equal to diameter. Yes or no? Do you understand that? I'm repeating. It said that angle inside a semicircle is 90 degree. If I said in a reverse way, I would say if there's a right angle triangle inside a circle, its hypotenuse will always coincide with the diameter. And this R happens to be circumradius, so I can write R is equal to h upon 2. Is that fine? That makes sense to all of you? I'll wait for a few seconds, you note it down. Of course, we discuss this in the classes, but still I want you to note this down, and the people who are not my students, it's very necessary for them to note these things down. Midpoint is the circumcenter, Mohit. Exactly. Well said. So we have discussed a scalene triangle, we discussed a right angle triangle. Now let us discuss an equilateral triangle. So now I am assuming an equilateral triangle, and inside I'll put an incircle. Triangle is equilateral. That means the sides are A each. All right. All right. So this is what we have as the in center. I want to calculate the value of in radius. By the way, if I drop a perpendicular like this, all of us know one thing, that for an equilateral triangle, the perpendicular bisector, the angular bisector, the median, all are same. Yes or no? We know that, right? Samyak is the first question, but more than question, we are discussing concepts. We'll go to the question once we discuss all the concepts. Is that understood, all of you? For an equilateral triangle, the perpendicular bisector, the angular bisector, and the median all coincide. Okay, so this is A, this will be A by 2, all right. Now, if I calculate, so let this be point A, point B, point C, and this will be point D. So AD by Pythagoras theorem will be equal to AC square minus CD square square root. Is that right? That's right? No problem over there? Okay, so AC for us is A, small a, and CD for us is A by 2. The value of AD will be A square minus A square by 4 and square root. So if I solve it, I'll get root of 3A square by 4. Taking 4 out and A out, I'll have A by 2, and this will be root 3. So A root 3 by 2 will be the length of the median for an equilateral triangle. All of us know that. So all the things that I'm using over here, I hope you're noting it down. I have discussed at least 7 properties by now, and I'll discuss one more property now. That is, the centroid divides a median in the ratio 2:1. 2:1. All right. So this part is, let this be G. So basically AG upon DG will be 2:1. Yes or no? Is that fine? That is fine. Now, don't you think that this thing is radius? In radius? In radius is GD, isn't it? So AG upon the in radius is equal to 2/1. Okay, we understand that. So basically, can I say that the in radius will be 1/3 of the length of median? Yes or no? Yes or no? There are three parts to it. Two parts are AG, one part is GD. So GD is the in radius. That means in radius is 1/3 of the length of the median. I can definitely say that. I think the things are clear now. 1/3 of AD. So basically, the value of R will be 1/3 times this. A root 3 upon 2, which means root 3 get cancelled root 3 times. All I will have is R is equal to A upon 2 root 3. Cool. R is A upon side upon 2 root 3. That is in radius. For what? For an equilateral triangle. I am waiting. Note these things down. Written. Remember this, we have A upon 2 root 3. Now, for the same equilateral triangle, I'll try to calculate the circumradius. So this is the center of this circle, and this thing will be the circumradius. By the way, if you relate it to the diagram that I made earlier, this one was R. So what just happened? The centroid divides the median in the ratio 2:1. So can't I say directly that circumradius upon in radius is 2/1? That is for sure. So R is equal to 2R in case of an equilateral triangle. Is that fine? That's fine. So what can we deduce from it? एक बात तो sure है that circumradius can be double of in radius. That is something which we're sure of, isn't it? We're sure about these two things. That essentially means, what does that mean? That the first two options can be eliminated. Clear? So I hope you have absorbed the entire information. There's no problem over there. So we have discussed everything about equilateral triangle, right angle triangle, and a normal triangle. So there's one thing that we got, that R can be equal to capital R can be equal to 2 times small r. First and second get eliminated. Okay, but so the things that we have discussed in the class, every time I tell you that I'll be discussing something which is going to help you a lot, some certain shortcut techniques. Now, note down. So now comes the definite answer to this question. By the way, you can put in the values and get the answer, right? So you know about, okay, equal to हो सकता है, बड़ा होगा कि नहीं होगा. You can just take a right angle triangle and do that. But now, note this down. It's going to change your life. Distance between circumcenter and incenter is given by, do you know this? Do you know it? Anyone? And this is what we'll be discussing in coordinate geometry. Capital R square minus 2 times capital R times small r. This is the distance. Note this down, everyone. So till now, I discussed the concepts. Now I'll discuss how to solve this question directly, mentally, just in your mind. ये सबसे important बात है, इसको लिख लो, everyone. Done. Done. This is what we have. By the way, can this thing be negative? Capital R, small r, they are all, they are integral, they are positive numbers, they are positive real numbers. तो इसका अगर स्क्वायर रूट निकालोगे तो इसका स्क्वायर रूट नेगेटिव कभी नहीं हो सकता, isn't it? This guy should always be greater than or equal to 0, isn't it? Is that fine? So here we have used a shortcut technique and use some kind of algebra as well. This will always be greater than or equal to 0. Squaring both sides, I'll get r square minus 2r greater than equal to 0. Wow. Which means r square is greater than equal to 2 times capital R and small r. Because capital R is not 0, cannot be 0, this can be cancelled on both sides. All we have is capital R is greater than or equal to 2 times small r. So third option is the correct one. That's it. So such a nice question which can be solved just by using this hack, this cheat code. Cool? I hope you enjoyed that. Be ready for tomorrow's coordinate geometry session. Okay. Got it, everyone? Perfect. कल होगा. I'll share the link and the timing. Here is the second question. ABCD is a square with side 2A. Find the ratio of the area of octagon and the area of square in the given figure. You can see the octagon, right? What is an octagon? What's an octagon? Octagon is basically a polygon with 8 sides. Here it is. Okay, so I'll wait for 2 minutes to solve this question. How many of you could not approach it? Navneil has this solved correctly. Very good, Navneil. Okay. How to do this? That's the question. Okay, so tell me something. If I take the center here and drop a perpendicular here and here, it will be a square. Let this be O. Let this be, what should I call it? XY. And let me join XY as well. So XO is the radius of this circle, and there's one more thing which we know, the side is 2a. So if from the center of the circle you draw a perpendicular, it basically bisects. So can I say this value of AX and BX will be same, it will be A each? Yes or no? The side was 2a, now it is A each because it bisects. Is that right? Also, as it's a square, that means this thing will also be A, this thing will also be A. Is that fine? So I'm writing OX is equal to OY, that basically radius. That will also be equal to A because we have a square here. Is that cool? समझ में आ गया? Everyone? Now, what we needed to find out? We need to find out the ratio of area of octagon to that of square. So this octagon, if you can see, this octagon is nothing but it's just the area of square minus the area of these triangles. Yes or no? The moment you identify it, your life will be sorted. Is that right? Is that right? That is right, isn't it? And to understand it clearly, I'll chop a part of this and take it over here. यहाँ पे ले लेते हैं. So I took A, X, O, Y. I took this square out. All right. And here I have this. Is that fine? Then I have this XY. And then I have this QR. By the way, this thing is not my concern. I've just taken out this thing. Is that clear? So now it will become easy for me to calculate the area of triangle AQR. मैंने एक को बाहर निकाला है कितने यहाँ पे 4. तो एक बात बताओ मेरे को, if I calculate the area of triangle AQR and then multiply it by 4 times, then subtract that from the square, will I get the area of octagon? Yes or no? And it is symmetric. You know, when this circle tangents are like this in the square, it's all symmetric. So basically, all the triangles' areas are equal. They are symmetrically placed. That is the best thing about geometry. When things are symmetrical, our life becomes a bit easier. Okay, so how to do that? Let me join AO. Okay, this thing is A, this thing is A. OA will be A root 2. No need to calculate that. By Pythagoras we calculate, there is a diagonal. That is the diagonal, right? Okay. That happens to be diagonal. All right. That is A root 2. You need to tell me certain things. If I mark this point as, let's say I have used XY, let me use Z. Can I say that AZ is equal to A root 2 minus A? Yes or no? Do you understand this part? Why? Because OZ is nothing but the radius only. See? that is Z. So OZ is radius only. And radius was A. So I can just write this AZ is equal to A root 2 minus A. Okay. Perfect. मुझे करना ही है, मुझे एरिया निकालना है. So basically, the moment I find AZ, I get the height of this triangle. Which triangle? AQR. I get the height. If I calculate the base, it will be easy for me. I need to find the value of QR now. Base. कैसे करेंगे? So now again listen to me very carefully. यहाँ पे करूँगा मैं with blue ink. In triangle AQR and triangle AXY, are they similar? देखो ये भी 90 है, ये भी 90 है. This angle is common to both. This will also be equal. They are similar triangles, right? When triangles are similar, all the sides also proportional. So AZ this upon, इसको कुछ मान लेते हैं. Let us call it T. AZ upon AT, okay, will be equal to QR upon XY. Is that fine? Is that fine to all of you? अच्छा, AT क्या हो जाएगा? What is AT? AT is half of the diagonal. That means A root 2 upon 2, or I can say A upon root 2. Is that fine? Everyone? Looks good? ये midpoint है ना? So in a square, the diagonals intersect at midpoints. Okay, so the diagonal was A root 2, which we calculated. उसका half कर दिया. See, a lot of properties are being used here. This question is essentially made in such a way that triangles, squares, diagonals, everything comes into existence and into use. ठीक है, चलो put करते हैं. So AZ is A root 2 minus A. I took A common. And AT is A upon root 2 is equal to QR that I want to calculate upon this XY. XY is nothing but the diagonal itself. This will also be A root 2. A root 2, A root 2 get cancelled, and all I have is the value of QR, which is nothing but A times root 2 minus 1. Cool. Is the calculation right? कुछ गड़बड़ है यहाँ पे. गड़बड़ ये है कि ये दोनों कट ही नहीं सकते, है ना? वो A by root 2 है और ये A root 2 है. This thing is wrong here. They cannot be cancelled out. You can cancel just A, nothing else. Isn't it? Chalo. This A by root 2, this is A root 2. So let me do one thing. If I send root 2 ऊपर, this A and A get cancelled. Root 2 into this will be 2 minus root 2. 2 minus root 2, and this goes here. Multiplied by A root 2 will be the value of QR. Cool. अबे सही है. Perfect. So now I got the value of QR. That is this. Root 2 भेज देते हैं अंदर. So I'll get 2 root 2 minus 2. A times 2 root 2 minus 2 is what we have. That is the value of QR. We have QR, we have AZ. Now I can calculate the area of the triangle. Half into base into height. Perfect. कुछ चीज़ें मिटा दूँ. I hope you're noting it down. There are a lot of things in this question. I hope you are noting them down. तो मैं अब यहाँ का this part I'll just erase. Should I? I'll wait for 20 seconds. Note this down. Okay. Well, so area of triangle, this AQR, definitely calculate, it will be half into base into height. So base is QR, A times 2 minus root 2 into height is AZ, that is A into root 2 minus 1. That is what we have with us. Clear? We got the area. जल्दी से कैलकुलेट कर लो. Lot of irrational values are there. So A बाहर रख लेते हैं, A by 2. Here we have A square by 2 बाहर ले लेते हैं. And then we have 2 minus root 2. So let's take 2 also common. Root 2 minus 1 and one more root 2 minus 1. So you can do it your way. You just have to calculate. 2 and 2 get cancelled here. So we have A square times iska square. That's 2 plus 1, 3 minus 2 root 2. That is the area of the triangle. Perfect. Clear everyone? समझाना पड़ रहा है मुझे. There are a lot of concepts I'm discussing, so that is why. Otherwise, this question will not take more than 2 minutes in the real CAT. Question is not difficult, just that a lot of imagination and a lot of theorems are used simultaneously. ठीक है. अब आते हैं exact answer पे. We want to find the ratio of area of octagon, that of square. So area of octagon, square का area कितना हो जाएगा? Side is 2a, so only 4a square. So 4a square minus 4 times this. Is that fine? This is the ratio. क्या हो गया? Yes, Navanil Keshav, what happened? क्या ये वाला? लेकिन नीचे वाला स्टेप सही है ना? This step is right. ठीक है. The second step is right. 2 root 2 minus 2 बोल रहे थे ना? तो 2 बाहर निकल गया. It's been cancelled. Your value? Wait, let me check. I think मैंने मिटा भी दिया है. It's correct, right? हो गया है भाई, वो सही है. This thing was yeah, right, but second step is clear. So ये पूरा सही है. Just calculate this. Be quick, solve it. A square will get cancelled, isn't it? I can take 4a square, that gets cancelled. So if I take 4a square common here, I'm left with 1 minus 3 minus 2 root 2 upon 4a square, which gets cancelled. That is what we want. So if I open it, I'll get 2 root 2 minus 2. That is the answer. Upon 1 लिखो ना लिखो फर्क नहीं पड़ता. That happens to be the answer. Sushant, numerator part of ratio? Yeah, of course, Sushant. See, this thing is square. Okay, this square ABCD, and this is 4 times the triangle AQR. 4 times क्यों किया मैंने? Because I need to cancel this triangle 4 times. AQR, PDW, UCB and SBT. That's the reason. Sushant, is that clear now? Perfect. Let's go to the next question. Yeah, Abhinav, it's a good question. It involves a lot of things. If the interior angles of a quadrilateral or in AP, wow, find the number of possible quadrilaterals if the angles are integers. See, it's a blend of geometry and algebra, isn't it, in this question? Rajdeep, I don't know if this is a PYQ or not. Yes, Rachel, of course. It's better to draw a square. You have 3 minutes to solve this question. How many of you can't approach? Wow. Great. Abhinav, Tejeshwar, Harsh, Rishabh, Shraddha. Omkar says 30. Others say 29. Skull sends a crying emoji. All right. So, it's an AP. Okay. Let the angles be A plus D, A plus 2D, and A plus 3D. By the way, what is the sum of angles inside a quadrilateral? You know that? Don't you? It's 360, right? So if I open the brackets, I get 4 times A and 6 times D. That is 360, right? Let's divide by 4. 4 से 2 से कर देते हैं. So we'll have 2A plus 3D is equal to 180. That is what we have. So all the geometry part is gone now. Now we are moving to algebra. Linear equations. We have 2 variables and just 1 equation, isn't it? 2 variables, 1 equation. So here there is one thing which you need to understand and note it down somewhere. And someone even asked that, Aditya asked that, yeah. An arithmetic progression is defined in terms of mathematics as a series in which all the elements are equally spaced. That means they have constant difference. Okay. All right. That difference can be 0 as well. So D can be 0 as well. But A can't be 0. A matlab the first term can't be 0. Okay? How many of you knew that? Those who don't know it, just note it down. This is something which can actually make or break a question, right? Okay, we have this. Cool. Now what to do? A and D, we have this. D can be 0, A can't be 0. Chalo, D को 0 ले लेते हैं. So A will be 90. Is that fine? Okay. हाँ, अब इसके आगे जो होता है इस तरह के क्वेश्चंस में, see, I have taken the maximum value of A, isn't it? I have taken the maximum value. Am I right? So now A will decrease and D का मैंने लिया है minimum value. So A is gonna decrease and D is gonna increase. By what? By what? So A will decrease by the coefficient of D and D will increase by the coefficient of A. All of you know that, don't you? You know it, right? So now A अगला क्या होगा 87, ये बन जाएगा 2, ये और नीचे जाएगा 84, this becomes 4 and so on. कब तक करेंगे हम ये सब? कब तक करेंगे? We can use our imagination and calculate it in our minds. This is decreasing by 3. तो ये 3 का टेबल ही तो है. 3 30s are 90. पहला अगर 3 का मल्टीपल है, it's table of 3. At max, I can go to 3. I cannot go to 0 because A can't be 0, isn't it? So I have written down table of 3 from 3 into 30 to 3 into 1, isn't it? Okay, till 3 exactly. And this will be 58 at that time. So what has to be the answer? The answer should be what? 29 or 30? Be quick, tell me. So those who wrote 29, I think they cancelled out this term when D is 0. No, Aditya. If the angle's length can vary with the same angles you're writing. The question is terms of length of sides only. Okay. Terms of length of sides only. So question थोड़ा दिया होगा. Question will be rephrased. Okay. So I'm asking when they classify coordinate in terms of length of sides, not the angles. Cool. So answer is 30. ठीक है. चलो. अब मैं तुम्हें एक अच्छा सा प्यारा सा शॉर्टकट दूं कि हमें ये भी ना करना पड़े. चाहते हो ऐसा करना? So now listen to me carefully. If I have an equation in the format ax plus by is equal to c. All right? Okay? देखो अभी क्या होगा. So there is a case if a and b are factors of c. If that happens, क्या यहाँ पे a और ये factors हैं? 2 and 3 are factors of 180. Yes or no? It is there, right? ऐसा है, बिल्कुल है. श्रद्धा, LCM की यूज करो ही मत. LCM would not be, useful here because why? We will automatically, cancel these things out. जो भी इसके में common factor हैं, we are cancelling it. So HCF is 1 only. So LCM will be the product of numbers only. So we'll have C upon AB minus 1 if it is natural solutions and C upon AB plus 1 if it is whole solutions. Note this down. Got it, everyone? Shraddha, ठीक कर लो इसको. We have both minus 1 and plus 1. Plus 1 for whole, minus 1 for natural. Cool. Now, what does that mean? So if I solve it here, 180 upon 2 into 3, 6. तो ये 30 आ गया. इसमें minus 1 करूँ या plus 1 करूँ? If I need the whole solution, I will add 1. If I need natural, I'll take minus 1. The thing is, in case of whole solutions, A and D both can be 0. In case of natural, none can be 0. But in our case, what is happening? In our case, we are taking whole value for D but not for A. That is why we neither subtract 1 nor add 1. Our answer is 30. Is that clear? No any low LCM की जरूरत ही नहीं है क्योंकि you will simplify, then only you will do it, right? वो तब करते हैं जब simplified ना हो. जैसे कि तुम कर सकते हो 4 6 पे ले लो, LCM is 12, 360/12 is 30. So it's the same thing. If I have already simplified the terms, then it won't be of any use. All right. Yes, Mohit. 0 वाला केस तो हटा दिया. बिल्कुल वही किया ना. C upon A into B, that is 30. अगर मुझे A और D दोनों 0 चाहिए थे तो मैं प्लस 1 करता. नहीं चाहिए तो माइनस 1 करता. बट यहाँ पे क्या है कि मुझे D 0 चाहिए बट A 0 नहीं चाहिए. तो ना मैं प्लस 1 करूंगा ना माइनस 1 करूंगा. Cool. Is that clear, everyone? Nice question, right? No, Neil, exactly. Before simplifying, let's go to the next one. ये है PYQ. Yes, you're in second year, no? So you'll be writing CAT exam next year, I believe, isn't it? इस साल दे रहे हो कि अगले साल दोगे? You have time, so you can prepare and write CAT next year. We are doing these things because there's an assumption that people have gone through all the concepts. Okay, these material, like they're on YouTube, we do it. Then we have Facebook group, you can just go and join it, or you can even contact the helpline number on iQuanta website and they will contact you back. All right.
You guys,
All right, so how you guys did it? This is an easy question, I believe, right? Wasn't it? G centroid, nice. What is centroid, by the way? What's centroid? When medians meet, exactly. And when medians meet in any triangle, what exactly happens? The medians, when they intersect, they divide the triangle into 6 equal parts. You know that, right? 6 equal parts. Is that right? So basically, I need to calculate the area of this thing. If I compare, I need 1, 2, 3, 4 parts out of 6 parts. So 4 by 6 of the entire triangle will be my answer. Or I can say 2 by 3. Cool. Is that fine? I hope all of you did it the same way. 2/3 of this 2 by 3, I can use the Heron's formula. S minus A, S minus B, and S minus C. I don't think I need to calculate it. You must have done it already. Semi-perimeter is 40 plus 25 plus 35 whole upon 2. This becomes 60 plus 40, 100. It is 50. Let's put the values and get the answer. Right? Clear? Cool? Simple? कैट पे सवाल आया था ये. ठीक है, डरने की ज़रूरत है नहीं. कैट इतना डिफिकल्ट होता नहीं है. हम लोगों ने काफ़ी कुछ कर लिया है. So just feel confident. And still crash courses left in which we'll be doing all these things in a more refined, structured and difficult and relevant way. Right? Coming to next one. Right now, Anil. Of course, Samyak, that will be more than sufficient. नवनील केवल 24 मिनट से किसका? All right. Have you understood the question, everyone? We have a triangle, right angle triangle, that is right angle at, what is the hypotenuse? BC. This is B, this is C. Okay, this is A. It's isosceles triangle. What does that mean? That means that AB and AC are equal, isn't it? Okay. Let BQC be a semicircle away from A. फिर से बनाता हूं मैं इसको. B, C, A. BQC be semicircle away from A with diameter BC. So this is how it will look like. Okay, BQC. Let BPC be an arc of a circle centered at A. Let this be BPC. I am using blue here. Why? Because I want you to know, I don't want you to confuse that A is the center of this semicircle, this arc, BPC. Okay. BPC happens to be a quarter circle, isn't it? Yes or no? Is that right? If AB has the length 6, this is 6, automatically BC will be 6 root 2. Which means that the radius, I'll use yellow here. Why? Because this will be the radius for BQC. So 6 है तो ये 6 root 2 हो गया. This is 3 root 2. This 3 root 2 also. Nice. So 3 root 2 happens to be the radius for the semicircle BQC, and 6 happens to be the radius for the quarter circle BPC. Isn't it? What I have to find? I have to find the area in between these two. So basically I have to subtract area of B this area of this is okay A B Q C, area of A B P C, isn't it? That's what we need to find. Is that clear, everyone? ठीक है, तो कैसे करेंगे? The semicircle, it is this, so we'll have half into pi r square, pi into r is 3 root 2. That is for area ABQC, and 1/4 of this quarter circle, 1/4, okay? So pi r square, r is 6 here, so I'll get 6 square. क्या ये सही है? Is this right? Not really. It's not right. Why? Because if I calculate ABQC, here I have done only BQC. ये भी साथ में आएगा, isn't it? So I'll have to add the area of this triangle also. I hope it is clear. So this will be half into 6 into 6. Now it is fine. Cool. Now it's fine. अभी भी ठीक नहीं है? अच्छा, अब ठीक क्यों नहीं है? ट्रायंगल माइनस करना होगा. बताओ क्या प्रॉब्लम है इसमें अभी? क्या प्रॉब्लम है? कहाँ 2 बार काउंट हो गया है? सही तो है भाई. You guys are getting confused. It's correct. ध्यान से देखो एक बार. Everyone. खुशी, are you there? What do you think? Don't need to add triangle area. Are you sure? Okay, well, listen to me again carefully. Area of ABQC. When I say area of ABQC, तो ये जो कैलकुलेट हुआ है, this is only the circle, the semicircle BQC. इतना ही है ना सिर्फ. Basically, it is only this part. Okay? When I calculate area of ABPC, so this is this whole part. We subtract this whole part from this, and triangle area minus हो चुका है. समझ गए बात को? तो ऐड करना होगा. Got it? फिर से देखो. This one, this, what is this? ये पूरा. All right. And what is this? ये पूरा. तो अगर तुम इसमें से माइनस कर दोगे, ये तो आया ही नहीं. ये भी चाहिए हमें ना. That's why we need to add it. समझ गए? ठीक है. Let's calculate this. So you will get 18 here, then 3 3s are 9, 2s are 18, कट गया, minus 9 pi, plus 9 pi, and this is, that is again minus 9 pi, gets cancelled, answer is 18. Perfect. ठीक है. Let's go ahead. Next. No, semicircle doesn't have ABC because for that semicircle, the diameter is BC. You get that? Right? For that semicircle, the radius is half of BC, not AC. That is why semicircle doesn't have ABC already. समझ गए? This quarter circle and that semicircle do not have equal radius. Sarthak has the answer. Well, Sarthak, let's wait for the rounds also. No ESD. What's the name ESD? ESD sure. Sounds very weird to me. Scientific calculator is not allowed. Normal calculator is allowed. And it's good, isn't it? If they allow scientific, then the kind of questions they will create would be very difficult. A solid metallic cube is melted to form 5 solid cubes. Let us have a cube. If the side of a cube is A, the area will be 6A square and the volume will be A cube, right? All of you know it. 5 solid cubes whose volume is a ratio 1, 1, 8, 27, 27. Nice, all are cubic numbers. The percentage by which the sum of the surface areas of these 5 cubes exceeds the surface area of the original cube is nearest to. Oh, wow. Okay. So, let the volumes be V1, V2, V3, V4 and V5. Okay. Exactly now, sign सब कुछ पूछ लेगा. V1 is to V2 is to V3 is to V4 is to V5 is given as 1 is to 1 is to 8 is to 27 is to 27. ठीक है. What does that mean? What does that mean? The original volume would be equal to, in terms of ratios, कुछ तुमने गलत किया है कुछ. इसको let's add it all of it. What do I get if I add it? 64, isn't it? 64 cubic units. मैं ये रेशियो फॉर्म में मैं K ले रहा. See, you know what? Some people take K as constant of proportionality. I normally avoid it just to reduce my time. I can see it is 64 times something. A multiple of 64, isn't it? Okay. Originally. So the original side will be what? 4 units. Ain't it? Original surface area must be 6 into 4 square. That is 96 square units. Am I clear? Am I clear? Right? Okay. Now, this is original when the cube was not melted. After melting, we have 5 cubes. In 5 cubes, ka side ka ratio will be cube roots of this. 1 is to 1 is to 2 is to 3 is to 3. Ain't it? And ratio of areas will be A1 is to A2 is to A3 is to A4 is to A5. The square of this, 1 is to 1 is to 4 is to 9 is to 9. Is that right? If I add this, what do I get? 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 4 is 6, plus 9 is 15, plus 24. 24, ये तो एक का हो गया, but multiply by 6, isn't it? Because 6 spaces are there. Square units. So we have 144 square units here. कितना बढ़ गया है? पहले 96 था, now it is 144. So the answer is 144 minus 96 whole upon 96 into 100. What do you get here? 48 upon 96. ये बोल रहा है नियरेस्ट टू, नियरेस्ट का हमारा तो एग्जैक्ट आ रहा है, आंसर इज 50%, राइट? ऑल ऑफ यू गॉट दैट? एन इजी क्वेश्चन. कैट पे ये सवाल आ रहा है. Cool. By the way, you could have ignored multiplying by 6. Doesn't really matter. है ना? अगर मैं 6 से मल्टीप्लाई ना करता तो वहाँ 16 और वहाँ पे 24 होता. Isn't it? So whatever is constant can be ignored. Yes or no? Okay. Let's go to next one. The points 2, 5 and 6, 3 are two endpoints of a diagonal of a rectangle. The other diagonal has the equation y is equal to 3x plus c. Then c is what? डेली अपडेट ऑफ IPL आ गए स्पीड पे. लेट ज्वाइन किया था क्या? Well, there's one thing that I know. We haven't done coordinate geometry yet, which we'll be doing tomorrow. Right? But even if we have not, we can use some kind of common sense because we have done graphs, isn't it? See, what is happening over here? Let me draw the coordinate axis. One point is 2,5. Let's say it's here. Other is 6,3. Let's say it's here. Okay. The rectangle must have looked like this. ठीक है. The other diagonal has equation this. Other diagonal means this one. This is 3x plus c equal to y. Is that right? Is that cool? Understood, everyone? What can be done here? I can join this one and tell me something. All of us know that the diagonals in rectangle, they bisect each other, isn't it? Bisect each other. Is that fine? They bisect, don't they? तो कैसे मिलेगा? 2 plus 6, 8 का आधा 4, 5 plus 3, 8 का आधा 4. Again, this point is 4,4. And this point is lying on both the diagonals, isn't it? That means this point should satisfy this equation. जिसमें x भी 4 है, y भी 4 है. Am I right? Let's put it. X को 4, 3 into 4 plus c is equal to 4. So value of c will be minus 8. Clear, everyone? आदित्य कैड ऐसा ही था, वो पिछले साल थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट किया था हम लोगों ने. हाँ, चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. जो 2023 में हुआ था वो 24 में नहीं होगा मेरे ख्याल से, नवनील। मुझे लगता है कि एलआरडी थोड़ा और डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा और क्वांट पिछले वाले से इजी होगा, मेरे को तो यही उम्मीद है। राइट केशव। Ritika, how do we get better in geometry? By solving a lot of questions, that's it. I think you're not my student, right? मैं तुम्हारा नाम सुना नहीं है कभी। Okay, Ritika. Practice more and more. Tomorrow we have coordinate geometry session. After that, you start practicing. That's why. We have a circle, then there is a quadrilateral. कैसा है पता नहीं, but whenever we have quadrilateral inside a circle, it's a cyclic quadrilateral, isn't it? So this is A, B, C, and D. Center is O. If angle COD, let this be O. The angle COD is 120 degrees, and BAC, ठीक है, is 30. The value of BCD is what? Okay. Is that fine? That's what. मुझे एक बात बताओ सब लोग. Do you remember that property that an arc subtends half of the angle at circumference? An arc subtends an angle on circumference that is half of what it subtends on the center, isn't it? तो ये CD जो आर्क है यहाँ सेंटर 120 कर रहा है, तो यही बंदा इधर 60 कर रहा होगा. Is that right? That is right. This whole angle will be 90 degree. हमें निकालना है BCD. The quadrilateral is cyclic. Opposite sides are, opposite angles are supplementary. Some 180 होना चाहिए. This is 90. This should also be 90. Answer 90 है. ये तो खत्म हो गया यार. This is such an easy question. कुछ है नहीं इसके अंदर, तो आगे बढ़ते हैं. ये मज़ेदार सवाल है. Try to do it. क्या बात है, खुशी वी कैन सी दैट, बट देयर वाज नो सेमी सर्कल ओवर देयर, नो? था क्या? था तो ठीक है, कह सकते हैं, बट यू नो व्हाट, द डायगोनल्स वोंट नेसेसरली बी डायमीटर्स, राइट? हाँ पता है, मैंने ना सवाल में ऐसे वैल्यूज डाले which becomes a perfect square so that all of you see how human minds work, isn't it? इतना प्रेशर तुम्हारी ज़िंदगी में आ चुका है ना कि तुम लोग क्या सोचते हो, अरे यार परफेक्ट स्क्वायर है, मज़ा ही आ जाएगा, अब तो तुरंत 7 लिख देते हैं. आई प्लेड विद योर माइंड, यू नो दिस क्वेश्चन earlier when it was made, there's not perfect square, ठीक है? तो लोगों ने गलत नहीं किया था, लोगों ने सही कर दिया. मैंने अभी देखा पीडी क्लास के पहले, मैं यार थोड़ा खेलते हैं दिमाग से ना, ऐसा करते हैं, लेट मी चूज सर्टेन वैल्यूज इन विच आई गेट अ परफेक्ट स्क्वायर, देन आई विल सी वेदर पीपल फॉल इनटू माय ट्रैप और नॉट, एंड दे फेल. ह्यूमन माइंड्स वर्क लाइक दैट. परफेक्ट स्क्वायर है, स्क्वायर रूट निकल गया, अरे मजा ही आ जाएगा. और ना आमतौर पे पीपल क्वेश्चंस आर फाइंड एक्स, हु सेज फाइंड एक्स स्क्वायर? ओनली अ मीन पर्सन लाइक मी कैन आस्क यू दैट, isn't it? Just to make you realize where you can go wrong even if you know everything. Well, it's British flag theorem. Whenever we have something like this, square of this plus square of this is equal to square of this and square of this. So 3 square plus 11 square will be equal to x square plus 9 square. बाकी पता ही है, x square is 49. That's it. और ऐसे ही मस्त माइंड गेम कैट के एग्जामिनर भी खेलते हैं. अब पता है, व्हेन दे विल गिव यू द ऑप्शंस, तो दे विल गिव यू ऑप्शन 7 भी देगा, 49 भी देगा. अब पता है, अगर मैं ऑप्शन बनाता ना, कैसे बनाता मैं, तो पता है बहुत गंदे ऑप्शन बनाता. मैं ऐसे करता, फर्स्ट मैं लिखता 7, सेकंड मैं लिखता -7, थर्ड मैं लिखता नन, फोर्थ लिखता कैन नॉट बी डिटरमाइंड. मैं देता ये वाले ऑप्शन. पता है, मैं तो ऐसा करता, नवनील 49 देता ही नहीं, मैं ये देता ऑप्शंस. नन ऑफ दीज को देखता ही नहीं, पता उसमें. खुशी कह रही फिर हम नन कर देते, फिर सही होता ना खुशी. ज़्यादातर लोग 7 कर देते हैं. ओके, या समथिंग दिस एप्लीकेबल ओनली इन रेक्टेंगल्स. ओके, चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. मनीष, पेपर्स जो बनाते हैं वो लोग ना, एक अलग टीम है वो. हम लोग मतलब जो बेसिकली पीपल लाइक अस, दे डोंट मेक द पेपर्स, नो वी डोंट डू दैट. इट्स अ टीम इनसाइड ऑफ IIM, एंड दोज हु मेक इट, दे डोंट इवन नो वेदर देयर क्वेश्चंस आर गोइंग टू अपीयर इन द एग्जाम और नॉट. But I can create a paper in which all the questions will be doable. 22 के 22 सब लोग करके आ जाएंगे, पता है, और उसमें 15 गलत हो जाएंगे, क्योंकि मैं इतना आसान पेपर बनाऊंगा एंड आई मेक इट डिफिकल्ट थ्रू दीज थिंग्स. वर्ड प्ले कर दूंगा, ऑप्शंस दे दूंगा उल्टे सीधे. गेट इट? सो पीपल विल गो देयर एंड दे विल से सबसे इजी पेपर आज का आया है, कैट का इतिहास में इजीएस्ट पेपर, दैट इज व्हाट पीपल विल से. और बाद में मालूम पड़ेगा कि सबका गलत हो गया. हाउ विल दैट बी? What's the answer to this question? Who is solving it? Yes, Khushi. Navanil has an answer. Let's see, do others agree to it or not? Oh, we have a doctor here. Dr. Suhani, MBBS. Okay, how many of you are not able to approach? Who is unable to approach the question? चलो करते हैं. We have a regular hexagon. Okay. A, B, C, D, E, F. These are midpoints, M1, M2, M3, M4, M5 and so on till M6. Okay. अब ये क्या बोल रहा है? Common area between M1, M3, M5 and M1, M2, M1, M2, M4, M5. Ratio of common area मतलब this. तो आंसर निकाल किस बात कर रहे हो यार? क्वेश्चन पूरा ही नहीं है. Common area between this two A, B, C, D, E, F is common area upon the area of the entire hexagon. I don't really know that what are you calculating. What's 1 by 2 here? Question पूरा है ही नहीं. अब क्वेश्चन पूरा हुआ है. So you need to find this shaded region, ratio of this shaded region to the entire hexagon. That's what you need to find. So assume कर लिया हिमांशु, very good. तो काफ़ी अच्छी बात हुई है ये तो. भाई चलो अब करो, अब आंसर निकालो. The people who have written 1 is to 2 as the answer, so they assume that I am talking about the entire hexagon, right? कर लिया assume, ठीक है. चलो तो 1 is to 2 तुम्हारा आंसर है ना? Okay. तो सॉल्व करते हैं. If I do this question, there are a lot of ways, you know. We can calculate the area of this equilateral triangle M1, M3. The hexagon is regular, that means sides are equal. Midpoints are equally, everything is equally spaced. So if I join M1, M3, M5, I will get an equilateral triangle for sure. If I join M1, M2, M4, M5, I get a rectangle for sure. All that is there. Okay. You can find the area of the triangle M1, M3, M5, then subtract this and get this area. A lot of people can do that. पर हम लोग ऐसा नहीं करेंगे. ट्रिग्नोमेट्री भी लग जाएगी क्या पता. हम कुछ और करेंगे. We'll do something really smart. What's that? Everyone, a regular hexagon is basically a combination of 3 sets of parallel sides. Let's say AB and ED are parallel. Yes or no? And they are regularly equally spaced. Okay, they're uniform, symmetric across everywhere. Can I say, now listen to me again, a regular hexagon is nothing but a combination of 3 pair of parallel sides. Let's say AB is parallel to DE. Right. BC is parallel to FE or EF, whatever you say. And CD is parallel to AF. Yes or no? Yes or no? Is that right? Hey Adi Shots, first year graduation में हो तो तुम्हें ज़्यादा मज़ा आएगा because it's very fresh from mathematics. Is that clear? Is that clear? Yes or no? So what I'll do, I will try to make some parallel lines to A, B and D in between. How? Equally spaced. So let me join M6, M2, FC and M5, M3. Aren't they equally spaced? Right? So Adi, look at this question. You will be surprised. You will enjoy it more. Your mind is still fresh from class 12, right? Okay. Is that fine? Now I'll do the same. I'll do the same with BC and FE. So BC, FE, let me join M1, M3, A and D, M6, M4. That looks good. Okay. Then CD is parallel to AF. CD to AF. I'll do the same thing. So I'll join M4 and M2, E and B, M5 and M1. In the pursuit of doing this, I have made a lot of equal triangles. There are equilateral triangles. Is that clear, everyone? So what we just did, we made a symmetric equilateral kind of figure, a uniform figure from this. And what all things we need? We need all of it, right? So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need these 8 which are shaded. Is that right, everyone? Isn't it? I need these 8. And how many do we have? Remaining 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Overall 24 are there which form the entire hexagon and we need 8 out of it. So answer is 1 by 3. How cool is that? Interesting question, isn't it? So this question gives you an insight and an idea that whenever you have regular figures, you can break them into triangles or whatever shapes by joining all the symmetric points. Clear? This is going to help you. It's not just in this question, in all the questions which involve symmetric and uniform figures. Okay. चलो, let's go ahead. ये मैंने शायद क्लास में कराया था, but lot of you must not have seen the class. चलो, try it now. यस सर, तक क्लास में कराया तब भी गलत हो गया है ना. Anyways, let's do this one. यहाँ वही थर्ड बैच का है क्या? थर्ड बैच में क्लास है 7 से 9. आई एम स्टार्टिंग अलजेब्रा देयर, लीनियर इक्वेशंस. Sum of angles B and C is equal to the angle X है वो हाँ. This is X. B and C and Y and Z. ये किसने? I think someone has messed with this PVD. Y and Z is equal to angle X is equal to angle Y plus angle Z. Okay. ये question में given है. That's given in the question. Side is 875 only, not 346. Ayush. Sambhav has calculated. Ten roots, yeah, that's correct. Those who could not do it. सोचो मैं इसको ऐसे पकड़ के घुमा के ऊपर ले आऊं. This triangle ODC, I pick it and rotate it and यहाँ ले आता हूँ and F को उठा के यहाँ ले आता हूँ. So what I'll get? AB. The moment I move it here, this point is A as well as ये E यहाँ पहुँच जाएगा. It is E as well. Okay. And this point is F. I hope you understand that. इसको ऐसे ले गया. This point is C as well. This is D as well. This angle is Y. This angle is Z, and this whole angle is X. Because we know angle X equal to angle Y plus angle Z. Is that clear, everyone? Cool. Okay, so you're doing. कोई बात नहीं. See what I did over here, because if you keep on solving this by using trigonometry or maybe area of sector and do all that stuff, you will spend 10 to 15 minutes without getting the proper answer. But what if I use some kind of imagination and move these two like this and overlap? So OE overlaps with AO and OD overlaps with OB, C goes here, and similarly F also goes here. Does that make sense? Everyone? So look at this. If it overlaps, this thing becomes green. This thing becomes blue. Red minus green minus blue would be only this. But it's nothing but a triangle formed by these chords of length 8, 7 and 5. So basically you need to calculate the area of this triangle whose chords are, whose sides are 8, 7 and 5. That's it. You can use Heron's formula and calculate the answer. Balaji, we can just move it like this to coincide. Why? Because angle X is sum of angle Y plus angle Z. That is the main thing. This question was made by me way back, and till date, only 2 people were able to solve it. It's a difficult question, I'm sure. And all people tend to solve it because this is doable, but they don't get the answer in 10 or 15 minutes also. So it's difficult because it requires a lot of imagination, and I hope it's clear to all of you. Yes or no? Is that clear? Balaji Rao and others? Got it? Perfect. Now you know. Square root of s into s minus a into s minus b into s minus c, where s is some perimeter. So 5 plus 7 plus 8 upon 2 is equal to s, that is 10. Let's put here s is 10, 10 minus 5, 10 minus 7 and 10 minus 8. You get root 300, which is nothing but 10 root 3. Balaji, the whole set. 2 questions were easy, 3 were very difficult, 2 were difficult, rest were moderate. So overall, this will be moderately difficult. Level 1 to 4 agar 5 karte hain, this entire thing will be on level 4. Okay. 10 root 3 is 117.32. Yeah, perfect. Now going to next. If the sum of the 3 sides of a rectangle is 60 units, what is the maximum possible area of the rectangle? Beautiful question. I must say, I just love this question, you know. So I'll make a star in place of eyes. Okay. And a tongue. Tongue लाल हो गई. खून नहीं है वैसे ये. Okay. Such a nice question this is. You guys solve the question, I'm just doing it, scribbling. Sometimes it's good. I'll give you 2 minutes for this. Try to solve it. I can see people are doing it so quick. I thought it's a difficult question, but you have done it so quickly. How? अगर तुमने इतनी जल्दी कर लिया है सच में, तो इसका मतलब ये है कि अब तुम लोगों को कैट प्ले करने से रोक नहीं सकता. खुशी, आदित्य, तेजेश्वर, नवनील, संभव. संभव का तो गलत हो गया. How can you guys do it so quickly? I'm surprised and I'm happy also. So Ishwar, yes, that's how you'll do it. But is the question, have you guys done it before in application class or somewhere? हो चुका है ना? हाँ वही तो। पता है मैं इतना खुश हो गया था ना, मैं पता है आज मैं क्लेम कर देता कि कोई भी इंडिया में मेरे स्टूडेंट के को टक्कर नहीं दे सकता। कोई आप जगह मान पड़ा कि पहले हो चुका है, ठीक है। नो प्रॉब्लम, बट ऐसा होना चाहिए कि नो बडी शुड कॉम्पीट विद यू गाइज। दे कैन कॉम्पीट बट दे शुड लूज, इजंट इट? चलो, so we have three sides of a rectangle. Sum is 60. We don't know which sum is which those sides are. खुशी ने नहीं किया है और उसके बाद भी अगर सॉल्व कर लिया है खुशी अग्रवाल, तो बहुत बड़ी बात है। एनीवेज, साइड्स आर, लेट अस साइड्स भी कुछ भी साइड्स है ए बी सी, वी डोंट नो ना। टू आर इक्वल हियर ऑफ कोर्स, बिकॉज इन अ रेक्टेंगल व्हाट हैपेंस, this is L, B, this is L, and this is B. So we don't know. It can be L plus B plus L, or it can be B plus L plus B. We don't really know, isn't it? Okay. मैंने नहीं कराया लाइव क्लास में, ये एप्लीकेशन में हुआ होगा। एनीवेज, कोई बात नहीं, जिन लोगों ने नहीं किया उनको तो मज़ा आएगा ही। ऑलराइट, सो इफ आई अज्यूम द साइड्स यहाँ एल बी की जगह, इफ आई अज्यूम साइड्स टू बी ए एंड बी, सो बेसिकली दिस इज 2 times ए प्लस बी, बट ए कैन बी लेंथ और ब्रेथ और वट एवर। तो एल बी की जगह मैंने ए और बी मान लिया। आर यू फाइन विद इट? The question says 2a plus b is equal to how much? 60. Now all of us know that arithmetic mean is greater than or equal to geometric mean. Right? We have two values, 2a and b. So 2a plus b upon 2 is the arithmetic mean, greater than or equal to square root of 2ab. Is that fine? Two a plus is 60. Let's put it there. 60 upon 2 is greater than or equal to square root of 2ab, which means 30 is greater than or equal to ye, which also means taking square on both sides, 900 is greater than or equal to 2ab, or I can say ab is less than or equal to 450. ab क्या होता है? एरिया. What's the area? Area is product of sides only, length into breadth. निकल गया हमारा एरिया. दिस इज एरिया, नथिंग एल्स. सो एरिया वुड ऑलवेज बी ग्रेटर देन और इक्वल टू, लेस देन और इक्वल टू 450. वी नीड टू फाइंड द मैक्सिमम. आंसर इज 450. सो दिस क्वेश्चन इज अ blend of arithmetic and geometry. Clear? Clear everyone? मजा आया? बहुत ही प्यारा सवाल है. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट. Khushi, very good. That's a very nice query. Khushi is asking, can we say square has the maximum area? Khushi, see, just note this down, everyone. Square has maximum area if perimeter is constant. Maximum area for a quadrilateral. Okay, in a quadrilateral, square has maximum area if perimeter is कांस्टेंट. अब कांस्टेंट तब होगा जब ये नोन हो, isn't it? The thing is, when we knew that 3 sides add up to 60, right? we did not know because two sides are basically not equal. So we did not really know कि इसका perimeter 80 है. अगर वो होता तो आंसर 400 हो जाता. Is that clear? Khushi and others. If the perimeter is known to you, then you can find square. But in this case, the perimeter was not known. Only 3 sides का sum was known. And that's the reason we're not able to find we're not able to assume a square. Cool? Got it, everyone? Great. Coming to next.
Okay.
I give you 2 minutes for this. All right. How many of you not able to approach it? Balaji Rao has a different kind of answer. Others have different kind of answers. And I can see only 4 answers by now. चलो एक काम करते हैं. We have a right angle triangle. I just love right angle triangles. Okay. Point C is the circumcenter of the triangle. So all of us know, today also we discussed, the circumcenter will always be on the hypotenuse and and it will divide the hypotenuse in 2 equal halves. All right. There is a circle that we're talking about, circumcircle. Cool. Okay. If I drop a perpendicular here, okay, then this will be 4, perpendicular distance of 4 from the height and 5 from the base. Is that clear, everyone? Is that clear? Right. Tell me, everyone, if this is midpoint, this triangle and this triangle will be similar. Perpendicular draw करोगे तो ये भी midpoint ही होगा. I mean, this is 5, this is 5. Similarly, this will also be the midpoint. This will be 4, this will be 4. Am I right? Beautiful question, right? So, right, we know that. Also, we know that in radius is P plus B minus H whole upon 2 and circumradius is H upon 2. We want to know the sum of in radius and circumradius. A lot of you must have calculated the circumradius, but you might be confused in calculating the in radius or whatever. है ना, यही हो रहा होगा ना, इन रेडियस प्रॉब्लम हो रही होगी. मैं तुम्हें ना आज एक दिखाऊंगा जादू और तुम बोलोगे यार ऐसा हम क्यों नहीं सोच पा रहे हैं. देखो, लेट्स ऐड देम. सो P प्लस B बाई 2, इसको मैं अलग करता हूँ, माइनस H बाई 2 प्लस H बाई 2, दिस गेट्स कैंसल्ड. ऑल वी आर कंसर्न विद इज P प्लस B होल अपॉन 2. एम आई राइट? Isn't it? So we want the value of P plus B whole upon 2. Perpendicular है 10, base है 10. So 10 plus 8 upon 2, the answer is 9. यार खत्म ही हो गया ना. Very good, आदित्य. सारे लोग सर्कम रेडियस इन रेडियस कैलकुलेट करते करते 5 मिनट वेस्ट कर चुके हैं और करने वाले थे, पर देखो. सो व्हाट इज द लर्निंग? व्हाट हैव वी लर्नड हियर? आई ऑलवेज से आस्क 2 क्वेश्चंस टू योरसेल्फ. व्हाट डू वी नो? व्हाट हैव वी लर्नड? तुरंत उसके बाद फिर से पूछो. सो दिस इज लूप, राइट? So in your life, be it mathematics, be it life, be it relationship, be it anything in this world, there are 2 steps. Step 1. What do we know? Step 3. Step 2. What have we learned? And why should we ask this question? Because there is an step 0 where we ask ourselves, what do we want? Step 0. What do we want? That's the primary question of existence, right? What do we want? We want some of this. So instead of finding in radius circumradius individually, if you solve this first, automatically your life would be sorted. So step 0 is what do we want? After that, what do we know? और जब ये हो गया, then you ask what have we learned? So we have learned that we should never mess with a compound equation. उसको individually calculate मत करो. पहले दिया है उसको वैसे solve करो. And after that, you will realize that you do not even have to break things into simpler or individual concepts. Aditya, I am a writer, so of course philosophy to hai hi. In fact, all mathematicians are philosophers only. People asking why 5 and 4? भाई अगर ये मिड पॉइंट है, यहाँ से मैं एक परपेंडिकुलर ड्रॉ करूँगा, ये भी मिड पॉइंट ही होगा ना, पैरेलल हो गया ना, दिस इज पैरेलल टू दिस, वो सीधा जाएगा तो मिड पॉइंट. So this triangle is similar to this triangle. The midpoint only here as well as here. Both are perpendicular. Clear? Kaushik, Khushi, is that clear? मैं एक काम करूँ क्या? Now I'm feeling that I should create a question which is not in this PPT. बनाऊँ क्या? New slide. Let me create one. This will be the last question for today. Okay. I have a square. I have a square. And I put another square here. ये स्क्वायर लग नहीं रहा. Let me make a proper square. ये स्क्वायर लग रहा है. So I put another square inside it. Okay. And then I inscribe a circle of maximum area in this region. Okay. Let the square be this, be A, B, C, D. Let this be E, F, G, H. कुछ चीज़ें पता है हमें. We know the areas of ABCD, that is 625 square units. We also know the area of this triangle. Okay, the triangle this one, DFE, that is equal to 84 square units. पता है करना है area of that blue circle. Try solving it. पिछला सवाल लगा कैसे, वाली बताओ मेरे को. ये सवाल और अच्छा लगेगा. मैंने यहाँ पे एक चीज़ की है, एक इसमें, दिस नॉट ए बी सी डी, दिस इज, वेट, okay, this is basically D E F G, okay, this square, not A B C D. I just made this question, so चलो देखते हैं who will solve it. क्या लिखा है मैंने? EFGH, यार it's EFGH. It's EFGH. The square basically. Not D. You got it right. It's EFGH only. Yes. Omkar has an answer. Let's see. कैसे किया? ट्रिपलेट से बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत ही अच्छी बात है. I like it. The area is 625. What's the area of a square? It's side का square. If it's 625, then that means the side is 25, isn't it? 25 square is 625. All of us know that. Cool. Okay. अब एक बात याद रखना जिंदगी में हमेशा. Always remember this. Whenever you try to put a smaller square inside a larger square, listen to me carefully. And because squares are symmetric and uniform figures, regular figures, isn't it? So they are equally spaced. ED will be equal to AH will be equal to FC, will be equal to BG, and BH will be equal to AE, which will be equal to DF, which will be equal to GC. I hope you understand that. Right? The same we did for hexagon. हमेशा याद रखना, whenever you put a smaller square inside a larger square and its vertices touch, ये नहीं अंदर कहीं डाल दिया, मतलब ये touch होना चाहिए यहाँ पे ना. If they're touching, the vertices are touching the sides, then it will always be like this. Cool. So if I say triangle DFE, it's the same as triangle GFC. So half into base into height, as it is a, of course, it's a right angle triangle. Half BH is given as 84, which further means B and H is equal to 168. Okay, and this is 25 by triplets, Brahma triplets that we have discussed. This can be 7, this can be 24, or this can be 7, 24. ऐसा हो सकता है. Let's put the value. If I put 7 and 24, do I get 168? Yes, I do get 160. That means our assumption is totally correct. उसके आगे तुम्हें क्या करना है पता ही है. इसका निकालना. This is basically this triangle. This circle is the in circle of this triangle FGC. इसका radius will be perpendicular plus base minus hypotenuse whole upon 2. So 24 plus 7 minus 25 is 6 by 2, or I can say 3. 3 is the radius, r is 3, area will be pi r square, that is 9 pi. That's the answer. Clear? Interesting, isn't it? Clear to everyone? ट्रिपलेट्स का मज़ा ही अलग है ना. जिस इंसान को ना पता हो वो क्या करेगा, वो पाइथागोरस थ्योरम लगाएगा, वो लिखेगा बी स्क्वायर प्लस एच स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू 625, फिर बी एच इज इक्वल टू 168. समझ रहे हो? बी को लिखेगा 168 बाई एच, फिर पुट करेगा क्वाड्रेटिक में, फिर सॉल्व करेगा. उसे लगेंगे 2 मिनट एक्स्ट्रा, तुम लोग को नहीं लगेंगे. सो यू कैन डू इट इन 30 seconds, अदर्स विल डू इट इन 2.5 minutes. Yes or no? सवाल तो ये 8th का बच्चा भी कर लेगा, 9th का बच्चा भी कर लेगा, बट उसको लगेंगे 20 मिनट. जिनको ट्रिपलेट्स ना पता हो उनको लगेंगे 2.5 मिनट, बट यू विल टेक ओनली 30 seconds. So, I believe the things that we have been doing, first algebra and then geometry, we have done so many things. I have tried to go into every nook and corner of a CAD examiner minds, and things which, even like I have done all the geometry sessions, still there are a lot of things which you learned today, and it was also a kind of a reinforcement of things that you discussed earlier, right? So all in all, still, if there is something left of whatever we have done, I'm going to create some really relevant and difficult questions for crash course. Be prepared for that. Tomorrow I'll meet again with you for coordinate geometry, and after that we'll meet directly in the crash course. Till then, try to revise the concepts, try to build upon your concepts, and arithmetic algebra are the most important terms of weightage, but in geometry you can see things are doable, specifically mensuration, that is areas, volumes, and also coordinate, which will be happening tomorrow. So at least 18 questions, or not at least, around 18 questions will be there from arithmetic, algebra, and geometry combined. If you do these 3 things, you will be able to attempt 14 questions correctly, and that will be huge. So all of you can get more than 98 percentile, and that's what I want from you, at least in quants, and we'll discuss more in the crash course. By the way, I'm planning, I'll take some RCC sessions as well in the crash course, RCs of art and culture and probably philosophy. That is my favorite area. So in addition to Vikrant sir and Prashant sir, and certain things that like philosophy is my strong area, so I'll do that, 2 or 3 classes, and rest you know. So let's meet again tomorrow and then directly in the crash course. Thank you. नवनील होगा वो. Have a good day, everyone. At 7 to 9, I have a session with, I'm starting algebra in batch free. If anyone is here from batch free, go and eat something, have rest. We'll meet again at 7. Yes, Keshav. Right. Chalo. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. See you. Very good, Navnil. Mock दो जाओ जाओ जल्दी से. Thanks, everyone. Bye.